Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my 2021 empties and I have this bag right here. I don't have it completely full but I do have a lot of products in here. I couldn't actually find another bag that was big enough for me to put everything in here, but this is everything that I managed to use up throughout 2021 and there is quite a few things in here, but looking at how much stuff I actually used up, it's quite shocking because there's so much I have in my makeup collection that I know that I'm going to use. I say, I'm going to use this. Things that I do like, but I didn't actually use up that much product compared to what I actually have. And I tend to stick to the same types of things, even though I try out a lot of stuff. There tends to be the products that I just love and I always go to, and I keep buying more of them, even though in my makeup collection I have a lot of the same type of product. So yeah, it was a very big eye-opener for me, and it's made me realise this year that I'm going to try and not buy a lot of products. The only annoying thing is I did not save everything for skincare that I used up, because I used up quite a few things for skincare because it's one of those things where I test out a lot of products and I'm annoyed at myself for not saving them. But what I've decided to do this year is I'm going to save literally everything, my skincare, my fragrance and my makeup products that I've used up, just to make sure that I can do another one of these next year so you can see exactly what I use up. I'm going to give you little reviews on everything as well, just so you know if I like them, if I don't, if I've repurchased them as well. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoy these types of videos, make sure that you consider subscribing, which is just down below, and also if you do want to have all your notifications on, make sure you click the bell icon as well. So like I said in this video, this is all of my empties that I have, all my makeup ones, some of my skincare ones. So anyway, if you want to see everything I have, all my empties for 2021, then just keep watching. So the first things that I have are fragrances, and I only have 2 of these, and it's so annoying because I have so many perfumes, so many body sprays, and I get to the point where I use one for a long time, then I won't use it and I'll skip to another one. And it's so annoying because I have so many. I have a whole drawer full of perfumes that I haven't even used or opened. I have loads and loads of body sprays, and I had to turn around to everyone at Christmas and say, do not buy me perfume. So the first one I have is the Victoria's Secret Magnetic Body Spray. So this one they don't sell anymore. I think this was about 2 years ago and I finally used it up this year. This one, I can't remember what it smells like, but it literally smells exactly the same as the Britney Spears Fantasy perfume. I love that perfume. That is like one of my favourite perfumes of all time. They don't have this one anymore. However, the Pure Seduction one that they have is pretty much exactly the same. I use a Pure Seduction one. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. And I actually have one that I bought 2 Christmases ago in the sale, and I'm starting to use it now. That is how behind I am with all these body sprays. Some perfumes I actually had to chuck away this year because I didn't use them a lot. Then they started to smell like coffee and really horrible, and they smelt really off. Make sure that when you have fragrances you use them up because they do tend to smell really horrible after a while. But this is actually the only perfume that I used up entirely this year, and this one is the Britney Spears Island Fantasy perfume. Try and think of how long you think that this had taken me to actually use up. This was released a long time ago. They don't sell this anymore, but have a little think. How long do you think it's taken me to use this perfume? This took me 8 years to use up this perfume. I bought this 8 years ago. I opened this 8 years ago. I finally used this up in 2021. This literally smelled the same just before I'd finished using it to when I first opened it. So if you can find this on Beauty Base, I think that's the only place I managed to find it. This is only £12 for the massive one. It smells beautiful. It's the Island Fantasy. It smells very exotic, very perfect for summer and spring. I love it. I recommend going and get your hands on it because it is just so beautiful. I will use up more perfumes this year. Next is skincare, and I actually have quite a lot here on my legs that I'm trying to rest on, but there's actually more that I forgot to put in here, so I am annoyed, but I am going to tell you a couple of things that I didn't put in here. So the first things are eye creams. I actually have 3 eye creams that I used up. It was actually 4 because I can't find one of the empty bottles that I have. First one is the Tarte Maracuja Sea Brightener Eye Treatment. I have 2 of these. This is actually the eye cream that I'm using at the moment. I don't know if it's doing a lot for my eyes. Like I said, I am still testing it out at the moment, and I've already gone through 2 trials of it. It is good. I buy it when it's on offer. I think it usually retails for about £30. The good thing about this is that I do have very sensitive eyes. This does not irritate my eyes at all. So it feels nice and soothing, don't have any issues with irritation. and I feel like it might be doing something, but I think I'm just at one of those awkward ages where I'm just starting to age even more than I did a little while ago. So I do like it. I like the fact that it doesn't have much of a fragrance to it. You only need a tiny amount of this, and yeah, I do like it. I don't know if I'd recommend it at the moment, but you know, I've gone through 2 of these. The other one that I have, that I actually technically have 2 of, but I'm only going to show you one because that's all I have, is the Chanel Le Lift Eye Cream. Now this, I actually think I prefer to the Tarte one, and that's only recently that I felt like that, because like I said, I don't feel like the Tarte one is doing a lot of stuff, and I actually felt like that this was a lot more soothing, and I felt like this did a lot more to my eyes than the Tarte one. The good thing again about this is that it doesn't irritate my sensitive eyes. I have the most sensitive eyes. Literally anything will irritate them. So this one is very nice. It is a very nice weighted jar, and you do get a lot of product in here. You actually get more product in here than you do in the Tarte one. But this is very expensive. I only get it when I get a 10% off discount, and I have a 10% off discount for Still Unique year round because it's one of my favourite brands. I also have 2 hand creams, and I think I actually have more than this I did actually use up. So I have 2. I always use these before I go to bed. So I have one from Victoria's Secret. It's the Hibiscus Splash Hand Cream with Shea Butter. And then I have the Palmer's Cocoa Butter Vitamin E Intensive Relief. I actually definitely prefer the cocoa butter one. This one is so beautiful. But I did have loads of these that I bought, I think last year or the year before, for Christmas, and they were like £1 in the sale, so I think I bought like 4 of them, so I knew I needed to use them up. This smells beautiful, very very nice, but I don't feel like it does much, and my hands are very very dry. I really do prefer this. It is absolutely beautiful, smells beautiful, makes my hands really nice and soft. And moisturiser, I don't know why I only have 1 tub, because I actually used a few, but the one that I have is the Tarte Drink of H2O. This is actually the moisturiser that I'm using at the moment. I really do like it. It doesn't break out my skin. It feels very natural as well. It is vegan. It feels very nice on the skin. I don't know if it's doing anything for the lines on my face, because I do have some lines. It's like a gel consistency. You don't need a lot of it. It goes a very long way. This is the normal size. I am currently using the super size one, which is double the size of this. I have also used the acne side one. I think I've used up 2 tubes of that. It was okay, not the best, but yeah, I definitely recommend this one. I do prefer it. I also have this from Avene. It's a Cleanance Comodomed Anti-Imperfections Concentrate. I have actually got through 3 of these. I'm still using this at the moment. I actually use this like a serum. So basically I will cleanse my skin, I'll tone my skin, then I will put this on, then I'll put my moisturiser on over the top of it after it's dried. It dries very very quickly. This is actually really good for my skin. I have very sensitive skin. This doesn't irritate it. It actually helps my skin. It helps dry out all of the blemishes on the skin. It's not overly drying. The only thing that I don't like about it is that the scent is very strong of alcohol. So if you are sensitive to alcohol, then it's probably not going to be the best thing for you. But like I said, I've got through 2 or 3 of these already. I still use this every single day, twice a day on my skin, and I do feel like it is making a difference. I've noticed that when I actually ran out of it a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed a massive difference. My skin was breaking out like crazy and it was very red, so it's working wonders on my skin. And some tea tree oil from the Body Shop. This stuff is actually my favourite tea tree oil. I know that a lot of people say that tea tree oils are all the same. This is completely different to the other ones. I've tried so many of them. This one is quite expensive, but it is all natural because it is from the Body Shop, and I notice a very big difference when I use this. I have been using this twice a day recently, but I do need to give my skin a break every now and again, because if you use it too much, then it can start irritating your skin, especially if you do have sensitive skin. But this actually works out really well. I'll put this on spots that are absolutely massive, but the next day the redness has faded and have also gone down in size. So even though it is expensive, it's the only one that I've managed to find that actually works out really well for my skin. Then I have my Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. I don't know where the lid is, but yeah, I love this stuff. I've used this for years and years. I think probably about 6-7 years I've been using this for. This is the only thing that will take off all of my makeup, and I was using a different cleanser when I'd run out of this because I didn't want to pay the money for it, so I was using a different cleanser. It worked okay, but it didn't take off my makeup as much, and that actually broke me out. This stuff does not break me out. This is why I've been purchasing it for the last like 6 years, because it takes off everything, doesn't irritate my sensitive skin, doesn't cause any acne, and you only need a little amount. A little goes a very long way. And the last skincare item is actually a sun cream. So this one is a face sun cream. This one is the La Roche-Posay 50 Plus High Protection Anti-Shine Athelios XL sun cream. This stuff is so good for my skin. Again, very sensitive, acne prone skin. This is one of the only ones that actually works. So I've used this one up, and then I've also also used up a Nivea Shine Control one. Shine Control one is what I'm using at the moment. This one I have a backup of because I will be using this after the Nivea one. I love this. This is so good. My skin doesn't get oily when I use this. The same with the Nivea one. I will constantly repurchase this because it's amazing. So my camera battery just died as I finished off the skincare items, so I'm now going to go ahead and go onto the makeup, and that is the last thing that I have in here, and there is a lot of stuff in here, so I'm going to try and keep the reviews quite minimal. So first up is primer, and I only have one of these, and it's a Wet n Wild Photo Focus 3-in-1 primer water, and this one is coconut. I used to be obsessed with this. I used to use this all the time earlier on last year, and then I think also in 2020. So this is the only one actually that I've used up the whole of last year, and I have a few more of these in my makeup collection. I also have a cucumber one as well, but I haven't actually used this in such a long time. I think the last time I used this was probably the middle of last year or the beginning of last year. So it's one of those where I did really like it at the time. I completely forgot what it's like. So I am going to be trying it out a little bit more just to see if I still do like it. But I did like this because it was very nice and refreshing, and it was super affordable as well. And with foundations, I actually have two. So the first one is the It Cosmetics CC Oil-Free Matte Cream, and this one I am obsessed with. This one's in shade medium. I also have one that I have almost finished using up, and that one's also in shade medium. That shows you how much I love this. This was in my best makeup of 2021 video as well, so if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out, and you'll see things that I really do recommend and that I love. I have like 3 backups of this because I just love it. I use it all the time. It's perfect if you have acne, if you have oily skin as well. I am obsessed with this, and there's so many great skincare benefits as well. And the other one is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This I purchased one, I think it was about 2 months ago. They had a Black Friday sale, and I saw this and I was like, yes, I need to get it, but I won't pay £40 for it. So I waited for it to go on sale, and I think I paid like £25, so I saved a lot of money. This one is in the shade, I have absolutely no idea, because this is what I like to do with all my foundations. I tend to put on the date that they expire. I think this might be 3.5 off the top of my head. I can't take the label off. This was actually a really good shade. Only thing is, it is slightly too light for me because now I have deeper self tans. I use a different one to when I first started using this. This is a beautiful foundation. I do have oily skin, and I was a little bit worried about this because it says that it's luminous silk, so I was like, you know what, this is probably not going to work out on my skin. This looks stunning on the skin. I actually forgot how much I love this until I saw that this was in my empties, and I was like, you know what, I love it. So I bought another one, and I still absolutely love it. It's so beautiful on the skin. It helps with my oils. It has a really nice matte natural finish on the skin. It's not too matte, it's sort of like a demi matte finish, but also gives you a bit of luminosity, but it's not to the point where you look oily. It doesn't make me oily during the day as well. Like I said, makes my skin look beautiful, makes it look perfect, doesn't break me out. But also the fact that I only used up 2 foundations in 2021 is absolutely crazy, because I have so many foundations in my makeup collection. I have probably about 20, and I really need to start using them a little bit more. And for concealer, I actually have 3, but they're all exactly the same concealer, and this is the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. This is one of my favourites. I also love the hydrating version of this concealer as well. They're super affordable. They're £6, so you can't go wrong, and the fact that I've gone through 3 in 1 year just shows how much I love it. It's one of my holy grails. That one and the hydrating one I always go to, and I have 2 in medium sand, 1 in medium peach. These are the 2 shades I am when I'm self-tanned. I do have the light ones for when I don't have a self-tan. Even the fair one in this formula is actually too pale for me when I don't have any self-tan on, and I am super pale. I love this, super affordable, one of my holy grails, so I definitely recommend that you pick this up. Better than Tarte Shape Tape, and this is also a dupe for it as well. For bronzers, I have 2, and these ones would be no surprise to you guys if you do watch my channel. So I have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This stuff I absolutely love. It is my holy grail. I use this all the time. I'm wearing this on my skin at the moment because I do have a second one. Before this had run out and I'd actually hit pan, I was like, I need to go and get another one. So I got a replacement for it because I knew that after I had used this up, I would not want to wait for another one because it's that good. I have not found a powder bronzer that's as good as this. And the other one is the Chanel La Beige Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream, and this stuff I am obsessed with. I'm also wearing this at the moment as well. I tend to do a cream bronzer and then put a powder over the top on different parts of my face because on my forehead I do get very oily, so I do need to powder the cream products down. As you can see, I have used this up. This one is the latest product that I've used up out the whole of this because I finished this on New Year's Eve. So the day that I was filming my New Year's Eve Get Ready With Me was the day that I use this up. This takes me ages to use it because the jar is so big. compared to any other ones. You get 30 grams of products in here, so you get a hell of a lot of stuff. And then this one is 11 grams, so you can see that there is this is like 3 times the size of the Physicians Formula one. And to be honest, both of them take me between 6 months and a year to actually use up. A highlighter, I only have one because with highlighter, even though I use it all the time, it's one of those where it's quite hard to hit pan on it. So this one I think I had for about 2 or 3 years, and I used to use this constantly. This was the only thing I go to. Now I do use a couple of other things, but still this one is one of my favourites, and this one is the Wet n Wild MegaGlo highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals, and it is broken, but if you can see, this is what the shade looks like. So it's a shade that I always go to for this highlighter. It has a hint of pink shimmer to it as well. You only need a little of this, and a little goes a very long way. So this is actually one of my favourites. I will be purchasing another one. This is actually the second one that I've gone through. I will be purchasing another one after I finish the one that I'm currently using. And the last products are for the eyes, and I don't have any lip products because it takes me a very long time to actually go through lip products. And it's one of those where I have loads, but I usually just use the same one over and over again, and then the other ones just don't get a look in. So the first thing that I have is just an eyeliner, and this is my favourite eyeliner. I have repurchased this so many times. I use this all the time. This is in my everyday makeup routine. I love it, and I also did a makeup tutorial using this on my TikTok as well, and then also on my YouTube, because I'm obsessed with it. And this is the Chanel Stylo Yeux waterproof long-lasting eyeliner in the shade 928 Eros. And I didn't think I'd like this shade, but I did actually see Erin Nicole, and she was using this in a makeup tutorial, and I saw it and I was like, that is actually really pretty. So on the website it looks like it's like a red shade, but on me it's actually like a purpley red, like more purple than red. So it looks different on me than it does on the models on the website, which is really weird, and I don't really know why. But this is absolutely beautiful. This is the best eyeliner that I have found last year, and I will constantly repurchase this. I also have another one that I'm using at the moment. This actually lasts me probably about 4 or 5 months, and I use this almost every single time that I do my makeup. And every time I use this in the waterline, then I also use it on my upper lid, create a flick as well, and it just looks so beautiful. This literally stays put all day. I can put this on at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 10 o'clock at night when I am taking my makeup off, this will still be on. It will look like I just put it on. This doesn't budge, it doesn't smudge, it is waterproof as well. It is stunning. The colour is beautiful. It's very, very creamy. It doesn't irritate my eyes. I only actually have one eyebrow product that I use up as well, and this is the e.l.f. Wow Brow, and this is in the shade Neutral Brown. I really like this. I actually did a first impression on a lot of products, and this was one of my favourites then. This is still one of my favourites and one of my best makeup purchases of 2021, and I actually really like this. I repurchased it a second time, and I'm using it in conjunction with the e.l.f. Instant Brow, and then also the NYX Brow Mascara as well. I sort of go through both of them. I use this one if I don't want to shape my eyebrows and I just want to have a little bit more of a bolder brow, and then if I do want to shape my brows, I use my NYX one, because the NYX one doesn't have any fibres in it, but this one does, and it just looks really nice. And the last things that I have are mascaras. I have quite a few mascaras here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 mascaras that I finally used up in 2021, and some of these had been open for quite a while, so I was taking them from 2020 and using them in 2021. Some of these I like, some of them I don't like, some of them I will repurchase, and some of them I will not. So the first one, L'Oreal Air Volume Mascara. Hate the stuff. To the first impression, it just clumps like crazy, it smudges, it flakes. This is literally like the worst mascara that I've ever tried. Even in my first impression, I absolutely hated it, so don't waste your money on this one. Another L'Oreal mascara that I didn't like is the Bambi Eyes Full Slash Mascara. I did originally like this in my first impression, but then I realised after trying out some more mascaras that this one just doesn't do anything. So it doesn't budge, it doesn't smudge. However, it doesn't really make your eyelashes long, it doesn't make them thick, and it is meant to give you big, thick Bambi eyelashes. I also have a Chanel Le Volume de Chanel mascara. This one is a tiny one that I did my first impression on, which I'll link down below or somewhere in this video for you so you can check it out. I really like this, but it's not my favourite one. It's my favourite Chanel one. I've only tried out 2, but the other one just wasn't really that good. But it is nice. It gives you volume, it gives you length, it doesn't smudge, it doesn't budge. The only thing is, it is pretty expensive. And the reason why it's not my favourite one is because I do have 2 other ones that are more affordable and do pretty much the same thing. So that's the only thing. I mean, I do like the volume that this creates. It has a lot of volume and it is beautiful. The Maybelline Sky High Mascara, At the time, when I tried this out in my video, I actually really liked it. And then after using it for a bit, I just didn't like it. Like when I first did the video, I was like, oh, this makes my eyelashes really long. It's amazing. And then when I actually put it against my other mascaras that I love and that I use all the time, it pretty much didn't do anything. It gives you more of a natural lash compared to the other ones. So I mean, it's good. Maybelline do very good mascaras. I wouldn't repurchase this again. I haven't repurchased it. It's a good mascara, but I wouldn't really recommend it. I mean, it separates your lashes, but it doesn't really give you volume or much length. The Maybelline Lash Lift Mascara, this stuff is my favourite. It is my holy grail drugstore mascara. You get volume, you get length, thickness, doesn't smudge, doesn't budge, doesn't cake, doesn't flake. Literally, this is the perfect mascara. And then this one is the Tarte Man-Eater Mascara. I am obsessed with this one as well. So this is one of my go-tos. This one is obviously an old tube that I used up. I do have 4 backups of this. This separates your eyelashes. It makes your lashes really long. Gives you volume as well. It's cruelty-free. It's expensive, but you can get it on offer a lot of the time as well. And it's one of my favourites. It just makes my eyelashes look beautiful. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't budge. The only thing is, for the lower lashes, it does go a little bit underneath, but for your upper lashes it's completely fine. I really like the formula of it as well. It is a little bit more wet than the Lash Lift Mascara, but it is still beautiful. So those are all my empties of 2021. Like I said, there's some products that I like, and then there's some products that I don't like. Ones that I've already repurchased, ones that I know that I won't repurchase. If there is anything in this video that I said that I didn't like, then it's just my opinion. I don't like these products, but some of you might actually like them. I mean, for instance, with the 6 mascaras that I've tried out, someone is bound to completely disagree with me on some of them. This is really eye-opening for me because it really just shows what I get my use out of. So for instance, I get my use out of mascaras, eye creams and concealers, but I don't really tend to get my use out of foundations. So it just shows that I don't need to purchase a lot of products because I really haven't used many of them up. The good thing is that this year I already have some products that are almost empty that I know I will finish, and I will definitely finish them. So like I said, this is everything in my 2021 empties. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if there's any products you've tried that you like or that you don't, just comment down below to let me know, and make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.